everyone, welcome back. I'm on location today at Fairborn Marsh, and more recently it could be called Fairborn Marsh and Prairie Preserve, just because of the pretty newly developed prairie that's been just blooming here, and they've been planting tons of different trees and trying to make pretty much the early growth stages of a forest, which would be really amazing to see over decades, even as long as it takes, because the land was acquired in 2000. They acquired the eastern 52 acres of it. And there's also a western side across from the water that has, it's no trails over there, but it's mainly there for like scientific and educational purposes. But the eastern side has trails, and it just winds you right through the entire kind of marsh, right along the side of it, and you get to see some spectacular views of different both resident wildlife and waterfowl, and also migratory songbirds and different kinds of waterfowl. So this is a pretty nice spot. I've seen a lot of warbler species here during spring and fall, and it's a pretty good spot for birding, I would say. And there's still quite a bit of different tree species to explore and different kinds of wildflowers to learn about. And in terms of the Beavercreek wetland corridor, this is actually the largest open water like tract of land in the entire corridor, which is pretty neat. The prairie in particular is an upland savanna, and it's still kind of in development as it grows over the years as well. So this place is pretty new. Relatively speaking, a lot of it's been restored just because the wetlands being torn away, drained, and developed into farmland and otherwise human development. This one's pretty new in terms of restoration, but it already is bringing in lots of different just wildlife and stuff. It's been quite successful, I would say. It's very, very productive for me in my photography and my previous visits here, and I hope this visit's no different from that. So in terms of trail length, it's about a mile long. It has an observation deck on the eastern side over here, and it's a pretty short place, but the prairie will give us a whole different host of different subjects that we can try and photograph as well. So we got birds, blooms, trees, just anything else we can find. So it should be a pretty good day, I think. The trail difficulty is pretty easy walking, I would say, overall. It's not too much steep inclines or anything of that sort. It does get a little muddy after raining though, but it's been really dry the past couple weeks over here, so it should be just easy going from here. So it's about 52 acres total, and the main reason I'm here is just for that gorgeous open water marsh, and there's quite a few good spots that I'm kind of familiar with from which to photograph from if there's any kind of waterfowl. So yeah, I'm excited, so let's get started here. Alright, I'm being very, very quiet. I'm the only one here, but my footsteps, I'm trying to be really silent because there's these great catbirds, and I've been really wanting to get a photograph of them. I think I kind of just did with some pretty moderate results, and they're just so, they're easy to like spot when you see them, just because they're solid black and gray. They have a really dark body, but the thing is, their habitat is they usually prefer the really thick, brushy kind of undergrowth like this, but I've been seeing them on the tops of trees as well, at least here. So other than that, I've been getting a handful of photos of them, some decent ones, and then some of American robins. And so far that's pretty much been it at the moment, but I'm hoping for some more. And then once we get to the observation deck, we can scan the whole entire open water marsh for any kind of waterfowl, because it's starting to get to migration season for waterfowl where they start moving down south again. So maybe we'll see something, I don't know. Let's hope for the best though. prairie trail is going to be sort of next on my list, but first I'm going to go to the observation tower and then check out the woods that are right beside that. Alright, I pretty much finished my way around the rim trail around the open water marsh here, and at the very end, right before I came up here, there's about 4 or 5 wrens. They're pretty darn close to me, and I was managed to get some decent images of them with kind of like this specular lighting and just deep shadows, and they kept flitting about back and forth, just like bubbling, talking to each other, and then eventually they just flew away. But luckily I got a barrage of shots, no video unfortunately. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. So, alright, right behind me, though, is the observation tower. So, we're going to check out that, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, I've been scanning the observation deck for a while now with both my telephoto lens and my binoculars, and there's been a ton of activity, just like I said, with shorebird and waterfowl migration right now, starting to kind of kick up and get underway. I've been seeing a lot of, the finds of the day for me are the solitary sandpipers. I've seen I think about 2, maybe 3 of them. I've seen about 4-ish of spotted sandpipers. There's about like 11 or so geese that just landed as well. Tons of killdeer, probably about at least 10 of them total. And I think that's it. No ducks as far as I can tell. There's been like 1 or 2 great blue herons that have been given like their dog barking call and flying away. So I really didn't get a good look at them. Nothing photo worthy, unfortunately, because just how far away it is. But this is a great spot for just like wildlife observation and viewing. And fortunately I got a lot of documentation shots of like the sandpipers, which I'm really happy about. And then not only that, but there's a I believe a red-shouldered hawk, like swarming. He flew in, and then he flushed pretty much all the waterfowl, especially the killdeer, because I noticed that, because they all just kind of like rose up and flew away, giving their call. There's about like 8 of them that just flew up at once, and I saw him flying around, and he actually oh man, he flew up right by me on this perch up top here on the tree. I couldn't really get a good look at him with all the foliage, but I was almost ready. If that foliage wasn't in the way, I probably would have got a decent photo of him perched there. But then he immediately flew away, chasing like another smaller songbird. I think like a chickadee or something. I couldn't really tell, but yeah. And then he flew all the way on the other side where I started my hike today, and just yeah, it's been very good, very good. Been very happy with the results, and happy with what I've seen so far today. But all right, we're gonna make our way to the end of the woods here, and then we'll check out the prairie, and that'll be it. But it's been very good so far. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to conclude my trip here, the Fairborn Marsh here. But it's been very successful. Lots of good birding, lots of different species I'm not too used to seeing, and a few that I can actually tick off my life list and my photography list, which is very helpful. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was entertaining, at least in the slightest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for exploring with me. This has been Fairborn Marsh, and make sure to get out here. Thank you guys. Have a good day.